Okay, you see where the track touches the frame on this side. That seems like a convenient place to solder it down. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to solder it right there. And that'll just give it a little bit of strength on the frame. Alright, and we'll let that cool down and be back in a minute. Okay, now what I'd like to do is run the track through this way and maybe around that direction. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this wire through. Now you know this wire has like a certain bend to it just because it's been on the spool. So sometimes it's a little tricky to pull the wire that way. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can do it without making too much trouble for it. And that looks pretty good to me. So let's try the other one. Okay. Alright. Let's see how that does. Now of course we want to have the inside kind of go down a little bit, the outside go up a little bit. Okay, where's my test marble? Let's give it a quick test. I hope y'all can see all that. Alright, maybe a little further down. Okay, let's try that. And maybe just a little further out. Okay. Now it looks pretty good. So I'm going to lock it down right there. So put a weight right there, and I think I'll put a support on that side. Hope y'all can see it. And notice I'm using these extra bits of wire that I have. You always want to use up all your wire because it's very expensive. Always want to watch your fingers too, so you don't cut them off. That'd be very painful. Maybe make a big mess. Okay, so we'll lock it down right there. Okay, and I'll clamp onto it with my wooden clothespin. Put a little flux where the support meets the frame. Start my propane torch going. heat it up for about 10 to 12 seconds. When it gets this low, it gets real easy to catch the cardboard mat on fire. If it does, just blow it out, it's okay. I'm going to leave my propane torch going so that I don't have to restart it again. Okay, give it a little moment so that the solder cools enough to hold on. Flux again, where the support meets the track. He's kind of walking around on me. I don't like that, but okay. Notice I pulled off a little drop of solder. I heated it up so it melted smooth again. Alright, so we'll let that cool down and we'll continue in just a minute. Okay, now I'm going to weave the track around and through the front. So I'm going to weave the wire through there. Let's see how well that works. And the other one. And you kind of gauge the end of the sculpture by how much height you have left, and right here it's a little hard to tell, but I might be able to get a little more out of it, but at this point it's getting close to the end, so I'm thinking I might as well go ahead and end it here. So this will probably be the last little curve. So finish out this curve. Give it a little bit of bank because it looks like it's a fast curve. Okay. So let's see how that works. That looks pretty good. Maybe right here it's getting a little too wide, so I'm going to reshape that. And that looks pretty good. Okay, so I'm going to build the support right here, and hopefully that'll be good. That'll be about 3 or 4 inches from where it was, where the last standard was for support. And this one I'm going to build kind of the backward look. Just going to go from the outside in. And I like doing that sometimes because if you get a hump on the inside, then the marble will run into it. So you don't really want that. Okay. A little more twist to it. And that looks pretty good. So let's crimp it down right there. And then